Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher.
And welcome back. I'm Mike with the Turntable Teachers, and class is back in session. Here for another guest speaker episode at AOA Studios. If you're an artist, podcaster, or content creator of any kind, be sure to check us out at aoastudios.org and book your session or service today. And as we're coming up on the end of 2025, again, I want to thank every guest that's been on the show so far. And tonight is really no different in terms of caliber of guests that we had on this year. This man is kind of a Swiss Army knife. He does it all. He's been around for a while. It's funny. You seem, when I checked, I didn't realize you were 26 years old. Yeah. I feel like you're 36 for as long as you've been around. At least as long as I've known you. It's fucking crazy. Maybe you're just an old soul too, just so.
I hear that a lot. I think at this point I got to embrace it.
I think so.
I get it all the time.
I think so. This is none other than, of course, Ishan joining the Turntable Teachers podcast.
Appreciate you.
It's been a long time coming. We were just talking off air about last time you were here. You were on Say That, which was over 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And now you're here on the other side of the couch.
It's been
or
a
the
while.
other side of the room, on the opposite couch.
Yeah.
Right. Doing Turntable Teachers. Here you are.
Yeah, man. It's good to be here. I appreciate you having me, man.
Of course, bro. So, as I mentioned, Swiss Army knife. Kind of do it all. You rap, a little bit of singing, but you also produce. I feel like you have a good eye for photo and video, working on a lot of that. And then, of course, engineering. That was kind of like where things sort of, well, in terms of professionally, sort of where things started for you. But I'm really curious for our listeners. I've kind of heard a little bit of your story on Say That. But, for anybody that hasn't heard your story from our perspective, tell us a little bit about how you sort of got into being such a multifaceted creative. I know, first time, recording yourself was in your closet when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of take us through sort of that moment to kind of where we are now in terms of like this iteration of Ishan as an artist.
Definitely. Yeah, I still think about that all the time. I still think about when I'm in my studio now. I think about when I was recording on shoeboxes in between clothes in my dad's apartment, and now I'm at where I'm at now. So it's dope. But yeah, like you said, I just turned 26. I turned 26 last month. Appreciate you. I started dropping music when I was 17, so it was just about 9 years ago. And that was just raps. I just took instrumentals off YouTube, and I was just recording, like I said, in my dad's closet, and then engineering that on Audacity. I didn't even have Ableton yet.
I feel like we all started on Audacity.
I think you have to. I think that's a rite of passage.
It is a rite of passage.
You learn enough. You learn enough there to figure out if you really want this to upgrade to the DAW.
For real.
So I think
100%.
Audacity, it's free. You got to get on that first if you're starting music.
Yeah. This podcast, the first couple episodes, actually I'd say 30 or 40 episodes were on Audacity before we moved over. So
that's fine. It's reliable. It's not. It's good for what it is. I mean, it's free, right? So I mean, fuck it, bro.
It was back when I knew very little about audio recording at the time. So you naturally, like you said,
you get there. You're a student of this shit. You
100%.
But yeah, so that was 17. I started dropping raps, whatever, and then about a year into that is when I started producing and then engineering on a real DAW, which was Ableton. I've always been Ableton the whole time. Cool. And that was because I knew what I wanted, but for me it was hard to articulate to a producer the sound that I was looking for. So for me it was and I'm always a type to where if I'm in something, I'm interested in something, I want to know everything. And like I said, I'm a student of it. So I was okay, this is another thing I can learn how to make beats, and I don't have to articulate it anymore. I can just make what I feel. And then engineering, for me, that was just a part of it because I was so involved in it, and I like to record myself. It just, if you're going to record yourself, you got to get good at it, or you got to pay somebody to do it. You got to figure it out. So just trying, I take every song and every recording as an opportunity to learn and grow. So that has been the past 9 years. But I started writing raps at 12. I just didn't drop anything for a while. I would just always write freestyles, instrumentals I liked or whatever, and then I would rap at the Boys and Girls Club every once in a while after school, and then it turned into this. So
again, it feels like the rite of passage, right? Maybe this is the common theme of this episode already, right?
You got to go through the
rite of passage where you're writing raps to instrumentals you already into, right?
Right.
Songs you already like. I forgot to forgive me. I forgot to mention this is actually the objective part of the segment of the show where we get to know a little bit about you and your background. Hence why I asked you about coming early on in your career,
Definitely.
or not even in your career, just like getting started with music. And then I knew you went to school for audio engineering. Is that
Actually completely different.
Oh,
I
okay.
went to school for
it was science, right?
Science,
yeah. We'll talk
So
about that
I went
later.
to-
Okay.
Yeah, I went to
yeah.
school for some completely other shit. I got immigrant parents. My dad was not
Right,
listening
I
to me.
remember.
I said I wanted to go to school for music. So it
Okay,
wasn't
but
a parent.
I got that confused. I apologize.
Yeah.
But so in terms of engineering, right, and producing, I know you had said obviously that a lot of these things went hand in hand. You wanted to record yourself, learn all these things.
Yeah.
But why so much the focus on those aspects from like a professional standpoint? I'm curious of because it seems as though now you're a lot more focused on your artistry. So I'm kind of curious of where that shift happened for you.
Well, I mean, for me, I want the product to be listenable, right? Like I want it to sound good, and the more I learn and the better that I get, the better the music sounds, regardless of the vibe or whether it's on a project, a single, whatever. Like that, factually sounds good to the ear. So it's trying to get to that level of professionalism. Like when every song I listen to is like I'm studying. So when I listen to music, and I'm listening to how the producer panned the snares, I'm listening to how the engineer is focusing on just the highs of their vocals, or just in the mastering part, trying to what they focused on, and I'm trying to learn from that. And hearing that and comparing that to what I have is what gets me better, because that's what becomes my baseline, or what I'm trying to strive for. So
Cool. Really nice. And so one of the things that I really appreciate about you, because that's where I come from. I'm a little older than you, but in my own sort of fandom of hip hop, I really got into it during the golden era. I'd say, or I got into the golden era type of music, and I feel like that was a big influence for you early on as well.
Definitely.
And so, of course, someone from the golden era kind of gooped you and gave you a shot, like Termanology, right? I mean, big shout out to Term. He's a Turntable Teachers alumni, as we say. He's been on the show before.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Term.
So in terms of that placement, and then actually, Big K.R.I.T being one of the feature on that song when you were the producer on that.
Yeah, Paul Wall.
And Paul Wall, of course,
Yeah, that shit
right,
was
of course,
crazy.
yeah. One of my favorite artists is Big K.R.I.T though, for sure. So
Definitely.
I naturally felt like I had to put that album behind you today.
Yes, sir.
And swapping them out depending on who's on the show.
Fire.
So tell me a little bit about sort of my first part of my question to you would be sort of the influences of the golden era of hip hop. Like, what were you listening to at the time when, you were kind of coming up and figuring out your sound?
Yeah.
And then second part of that question, of course, is what was it like to, jump on a song with, I don't want to say Big K.R.I.T's probably golden era, but at least two artists that were one that was from the golden era and one that was, just outside of it in a Paul Wall, but still an OG in this. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So for me, some of my biggest influences. So I have rapper influences and then producer influences. But for rappers, the majority of people I was listening to growing up was like Big Pun, Kanye, Jay-Z, Biggie. And it was literally just like a lot of that on rotation. So I that's where you see sometimes a lot of the aggression, the grit. You could see that influence in my music because those were what I was listening to my whole life. Then for producers, I have like Ninth Wonder, I have Alchemist, I have Just Blaze. So that's where I kind of try to. I get a lot. I've learned a lot from them in terms of how I make my beats. So putting those two together, then you get the music that I've been making.
For sure.
And then second part of the question, that was a crazy experience, bro. That was wild. So we actually had a lot of involvement in that whole process. So I made the beat for that. So I produced that song. So that's Paul Wall, Termanology, Big K.R.I.T. And that song, just song alone, the beat alone, I couldn't have asked for a better track. But then my team and we went out there to Atlanta and we shot a music video that was directed by the team, by my manager, Kuvi, and my videographer, Vasillo. Edited and shot by Vasillo. So, we were from the idea all the way to the visual, we were a part of that whole process. And so we went down to Atlanta. We shot with Big K.R.I.T in one of the craziest studios I've ever been in my life. Like, I forget the name of the studio, but it was like, I mean, there was just Grammys everywhere. I mean, we were there. We were just like jaws dropped the whole time. So that was crazy. And then when they dropped it and they had the release party, we went to New York and we were there. And that's when I met Paul. And I mean, that was crazy for me because I had grown up listening to him. And one of my biggest influences, Kanye. And then that Drive Slow verse is one of the craziest.
Damn.
So
Takes me back.
meeting him was wild. So yeah, it's all in all just been a super crazy experience. And I think it matured me a lot, opened up my eyes a lot to like the industry and what things are like at the next level.
Yeah. Leads me into another thought as you were just talking, and I guess maybe a thought I'd already shared earlier, but just the fact that you are such an old soul, right? Like where does that come from? Is it sort of the immigrant experience of, your parents and growing up in that type of lifestyle that is a huge factor in it? Like
Definitely.
Yeah,
I think that, plus I'm the youngest of three, so everyone's
Fair.
older than me. So
There you
everyone's
go.
just
That's
every
it.
person like I growing up was just like, it wasn't, I had nobody under me to say what the next trend was. It was what they were doing. So it was what my sister was listening to, who's 5 years older than me. She was born in 94. What my dad was listening to. So my dad doesn't even actually like hip hop. So I wasn't really listening to hip hop with my dad like that. So it was everything else. And taking those influences from other genres. And that's kind of what created me and my sound, well as that the immigrant experience. Both of my parents, neither of my parents are from the U.S. My mother's from Portugal, my dad's from Nigeria, and that upbringing. I mean, being mostly raised by my dad was just very focused on just. That's why I didn't go to school for music. That's why I went to school for science. It was just the discipline and the kind of traditional upbringing that made me more, like you say, more of an old soul. So yeah, I think the combo of that.
Yeah, because I feel like you meet any sort of average, male in their mid-20s, like they're not, I don't know, they're not having similar mindsets like you. I mean, the some, of course, right? I think I was definitely, a background plays a big part. I would totally agree with that, right? Like, I was always kind of an older soul myself, so it's kind of a, real recognize real in this situation, right? Where it's again, I'm going through my research of you. I'm like, I can't believe he's only 26. This is crazy. Thought you were older for some reason.
So many people say that.
See, there you go. So it's like this. I think it gives off this allure to you, and I think it shows in the music, right? The music sounds mature. I don't think that most young, early to mid 20s. Artists are making the kind of music that you're making, at least around here. The style, right? It's a little bit more polished, a little more refined. It has that golden era feel to it, right? It's not so much of rooted in the drill party style music. You're trying to say some shit. You're trying to actually put some people on in terms of to your pen, to your mind, right? You're a smart guy. You come from a educational background, so I think like all those things really sort of are the recipe to Ishan as an artist, which is like a really cool thing.
That means a lot.
And no, appreciate it. No, of course. And one other thing that I want to mention, the last thing in the objective, talking about your team, who's here today, just super dope that you came with all them.
Definitely.
So big shout out to everybody that's here. I want you to go through and just talk a little bit about them, sort of what they each do, what role they play. And it seems like they've all been around for a while. So just, what is that like to have a team behind you that has been there with the longevity that you all have shared together? Like that's, I think, a really cool piece of it that I think I just wanted to highlight.
Yeah, man, I'm never alone. I'm always this is my family. So I've been rocking with these guys for a while. So starting off with my manager, business partner, Kuvi. Bro, I was doing, this is like when I graduated high school, I would go, like the summer before I went to college, I would go to like a nearby town, and I was doing these monthly open mics, and I would just try to do open mics. Well, we met after one of the open mics that I did when I was 18. We hadn't started working together at the time, but that's when we linked, respected each other's hustle for a while, and then the time just came right around like 2021 era, like pandemic, like kind of end of the pandemic when, because he makes music too. He's not going to tell you, but my whole team spits. They're crazy. They're crazy. So we actually linked up to do a track, and then we were just talking about everything, and we realized that we were just linking just on that level to take what we were doing and try to bring it to where it is now. So that's cool. Then my videographer Vasillo, I've known him since he was in middle school. We're from the same town. We're from so that's family. That's little bro for sure. But yeah, around the same time when me and Kuvi started working and we were trying to get some visuals going, I noticed he was crazy with them. We had done a music video the year before. So he was still in high school, and I was like, yo, we're going to New York tomorrow to shoot a music video. Can you come? And he's like, I got school. And I was like, I hear you. Makes sense. And he was like, fuck it, I don't have school. I'll come. So then he came, bro. So then from there,
taking a sick day.
yeah. So since then, I mean, I think he was like 17 or 18. So since then, that's been forever. And then we got my homie Ishan. So that's my BTS dog. So anytime we have second camera work, as well as rap work, he's also a spitter. He's around. So like I said, I'm never alone. I always bring the dogs with me.
I love that. I was supposed to say I'd be remiss to mention that since they all showed up for you. We might as well shout them out today. I want to definitely transition to the main lesson where we talk a little bit about what you got going on now. And of course, this brand new EP, SMOKEBREAK.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I honestly think, and I've loved your music for a number of years now, but you. I feel like this is kind of touching something a little bit, hitting that next level to me.
That means a lot.
The just everything about them, just incredible. So I know it's a quick listen, 4 tracks, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
But curious about sort of what, I mean, I understand the emphasis on this body of work given I think how strong it is, but I know it's something you're really pushing, going hard with right now. So, what is it about this specific quick body of work that you think is, what do you think makes it so special?
I mean, it's funny because like it's the whole project's almost like its own juxtaposition in that it's short, but it took me 3 to 4 years to make this project. Like, there's so many different versions of this project. There's so many times we almost dropped this project. This is like a testament to the growth of getting to where we needed to go or getting to where we needed to be and kind of not letting ourselves settle for less than that. So this project was not going to get dropped until everybody felt good about it. It was perfect in our eyes, till it had everything that it needed, and it took a while. But I couldn't be more proud of the project. I mean, I'm very happy with how it came out, with the flow. I like that because, you know what? I linked up with somebody like a week ago, and they were like, yo, I heard the track. I heard the tracks. It was crazy. The EP is incredible. But I'm mad. And I was like, why? And they were like, why was it only 4 songs? You could have dropped way more. And I was like, that's exactly what I wanted. I like the fact that it's 4 tracks. You can listen to it on your way to work once or twice. And then you're like, damn, let's look through the rest. And then / like, who knows? Maybe Deluxe is coming. Maybe something else is coming. Right. And then, that builds that anticipation. So I'm really proud of this body of work. SMOKEBREAK EP is out everywhere. And yeah, I'm in love with it, man.
It's really, after this episode, definitely go stream it. It's linked in the description.
Everywhere.
I hear you on, and I guess, you see, I struggle with this aspect. I'm curious where your thoughts are, being kind of an old school hip hop sort of lover that you are. If it's a little frustrating to me in the sense that, I feel as though the longer album, not that it's dead, but it is just less substantiated within the confinements of modern music.
For sure.
I think it's a bit frustrating because being an album listener as I am, right?
Yeah.
That's the brand, right? It's just kind of where it is, right? I'm somebody that growing up would love to listen to an album front to back. And I feel as though, while albums are still obviously coming out and, lengthier albums are still there, it's just less of that art form's starting to kind of lose its shine a little bit. And I know that, naturally as an artist, everything kind of has to be quicker hitting these days, right?
Yeah.
So, is how much of a struggle is that for you and like to kind of combat, or is that not something you think about as much?
Not so much anymore. It was something that I had to think about and kind of put together how I was going to adjust to it a while ago. Like I remember this is one of the most formative like conversations I've had with somebody like in my career was that exact step of like the actually boiling that down a little bit. The longer album is dead, but like same thing with like the 3-verse track is also dead.
Yeah.
And that was my thing. Like as a rapper, like I want to rap. I want to get on a song. I want to do 3 verses. I want to do 4 verses, right? And like so I remember talking to somebody about like the attention span has dropped in music, in media, in entertainment.
Sure, for sure.
People want things quicker. So like it's just that adjustment of like I want to do a 3-verse track, but I'm just gonna make my best 2 verses. And then, you know, the song is 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Like that is better for what I'm trying. Cause also like as somebody like you do this, you recognize. So like when you're speaking to somebody and when you're trying to put forth a message, it really matters how that message is packaged.
Yeah, for sure.
So I could package that in a 24-song album that people are going to stop listening to after the 13th track, or I can find a way to adjust to the times and package it in a 13-track album, or a 10-track album, or a 2-minute song as opposed to a 4-minute song.
Right.
So adjustments, right? We, like as a rapper, like I'm just playing with words, right? So there's a way to there's a combination of words to figure out that message in 2 verses as opposed to 4. So
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
figuring out that adjustment.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that in this media game, that's kind of what it is these days, right? As sort of social media, the internet, like technology, all these things adapt, right? We have to stay adaptable, and if we aren't, then you know that's kind of
I
where
think,
it
like,
stops.
Be true to like. There isn't a trend that's going to make me stop making the music that I'm making right now.
No, for sure.
But I can still recognize the audience that I'm either catering to, or my given audience, and kind of learn them and figure out how to better cater to them / give them the product that they're looking for.
Yeah, that's a great point. I hope whoever's listening to this that's a creative or artist like hears that, because I think it is about that in itself, right? It's about connecting to. I think a lot of people forget about that, right? It's all about sort of these days. Oh, like how can I get to that next follower count or this next stream count or whatever? But it's like don't forget about the people that have been supporting you and that support you and you know what I mean? Like
that's one thing I had to get over. Yeah, it wasn't about the next follower. It was about the followers that I have already.
Yeah.
Those people are there. Those are the people who are liking every post. Like those are the people who are going to show up.
Sure.
The more you build with them, you'll see that payoff in the followers that didn't know you and hadn't bought a ticket to your show. And then they see you for the first time.
Yeah, I think finding that relatability in some way, shape, or form is usually bodes well, in terms of gaining audience and I just think it makes sense. I've been trying to. I've had some people say the same thing to me lately too, of like we're kind of missing a little bit of you in these episodes. You're so focused on the guests. Like give us a little bit more. Like I had somebody comment to me that recently, and I'm like, really? There's like 100 and some odd, almost 200 episodes of me on here. Like, I don't think I need to really be the forefront of anything at this point.
Right.
But it was funny for somebody recently to tell me that, like, oh, like maybe a little bit more personal stories about what's going on with you lately is cool. So, I have been trying to throw those in every once in a while when it feels appropriate. But it's just funny to hear feedback like that because you don't think about it from that perspective sometimes.
Yeah, you think about it taking a step back and you're like, I have me over the course of 200 episodes, but people aren't going to watch
the full
absolutely. 200 to learn everything about you. So they kind of want that in each episode of who you are. And it's the same thing. I mean, the amount of times my team has had to call me and yell at me about my audience doesn't know who I am. They need to figure out, they need more of me a million times. I've pissed them off a million times over it. So I had to take the feedback too and just put it forth. So.
Yeah, well, that bodes another question I didn't have written down, but I want to ask. So, who is Ishan then? Who do you or maybe rather than who do you want, or what do you want your audience to think about or know about Ishan as a person, even, right? Maybe not so much just as an artist, right? So, who is Ishan the person, and how do you want that to reflect within the art? I guess is the best way I could. Ask that.
I think one thing that I hope is the most apparent in my music is that it's authentic, is that I am me, and I'm trying to show you that, and I'm trying to show you who it is in terms of, you know, my upbringing, my struggles in life, whether they're current or throughout my childhood. When I talk about like in Top Back Freestyle, when I keep talking about the juxtaposition of like songs, like if you listen to Top Back, like Top Back, I was trying to take a sad topic and put that over like a bouncy, like party beat, like in Top Back when I talk about like empty fridges, lights turned off. The only thing I dread was school closed. We was in the north. We had to keep a hush or get me touch. Connect my school. No, that was about. We moved in like the beginning of high school to a town like 40 minutes away, but I was using somebody else's address to still stay in the same town. I was driving an hour back and forth. My dad had lost the house. We went to an apartment. Fridge is empty. We'll pull up one day. No lights in the crib. This is all throughout high school and middle school. And I said, we was in the north. We had to keep a hush or get me touch. Can let my school know? So I was using a different address and could not let my school know. So I remember they found out like a month before I graduated because I asked them to send it to my dad's address, like a college app or something. And they were like, why not send it to your mom's? And I was like, oh, no, it's just better to send it to my dad's. Like, you live with your dad, don't you? And I was like, yeah, we're like an hour away. But it's kind of just, it's that, like, I want to show you experience. I want you to recognize that pain is not unique and that everybody has gone through something. And it feels good to know that. And I want to show people that. So it's more so fostering a community and just providing that authenticity.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for sharing that. And it was something I did notice actually funny. I'm glad you mentioned that because as a teacher, I've been in a few of those situations where like you kind of know what's going. You get a little bit of a sense that
this kid's in there.
Probably not technically in the town anymore, but like it happens more than you think. But it's one of those situations where, you know, again, it clearly was better for you to probably have some familiarity, be where you knew, and not sort of have to start anew because I know what that's like at that age. Like that is a hard thing.
Correct.
That a lot of kids go through, whether or not, and then, but even still, a situation that you were in as well to continue going there and commute there, like that's in itself also a hard concept to understand at that age, right? Because it's like when you're at the age, you're not. It's not like you have a job. You're not commuting.
You don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it from that perspective.
Yeah,
right? Like,
you don't get the implications. And I think like, right. So like if that's what I went through and I'm rapping about it, imagine how many people who have listened to it and they've also been through a similar situation. Yeah. So I think like, hearing that, and like for me when I was a kid, if I had heard some rap that had something similar to what I was going through at the time, I think I would have felt it would have felt a little. It wouldn't have felt alone.
You would have felt more seen.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so I think
it makes sense.
Yeah, so I think I try to make that important when I'm making a song, when I'm rapping. Like I'm trying to put that. I'm trying to show that and trying to find a way to put that forward. So if you were to hear the song, you wouldn't necessarily know that's what I'm talking about. But if you were to look at the lyrics, then you get that maybe it's a little deeper of a message.
I like that a lot. Thank you for sharing that. That's really dope. I'm glad you shared it on this platform. I feel like it makes sense, right? You shared it
for sure.
You know, the statute of limitations. You've been out of high school for a while, so it's okay.
They would never know.
It's all good. You had mentioned one of my last questions about the project, about SMOKEBREAK. You had mentioned that this was one of the harder projects for you to make, or it took a long time.
Yeah.
Which song or which aspect do you think, or maybe like it doesn't have to be a song, could be production, could be the engineering, could be writing, I don't know, which aspect or a specific song even was the hardest for you to get over or get through or get to this finish line?
I would say the writing, just in general, was probably what took me. Like Chicken took me.
That beat is insane, by the way. Like that beat is nuts.
Appreciate you.
I mean, the whole production, the whole thing is incredible.
That means a lot,
bro. That beat's stupid.
Yeah, when we made that, like when I made that, like everybody who heard it, they were like, "That's an intro," and I was like, "Yeah, it is." Like that's an intro.
It gives intro.
That's
100%.
That's what I was hoping.
Started off with a bang, my friend.
I made that beat. I mean, it took me close to a year to write the song, like to finish the writing of it. Like I had made the beat, and then within like a week I had wrote a verse, and then I was just blank for months. Just on that song, I had wrote 4 other songs in that period. It's just like that song. It was just with Smoke Break. I tried to be really intentional with the writing, in terms of crafting a message, but also turning it into an artistic display instead of a just overt. This is what I'm going through. This is what I've seen. I wanted to create a picture with it. So with that, there were plenty of verses where I went back and forth with, and I changed a lot of things. And so mostly just the writing. And Chicken took me a while. Yeah, outside of that, everything else, it was just kind of just piecing this together to the right project. Because for a while, like, some in Top Back were on the project for the majority of the time, but there was Chicken and Set It Off were like at additions maybe 2 or 3 weeks before I dropped.
No kidding.
Yeah, like those were like, there was a lot of other songs that were going to be on it. It was going to be a 6-track EP. There was so many different things.
Iterations of it, yeah.
Putting it together into the perfect package post the writing was what we needed to do.
Good to know. I'm glad you included Chicken, because that, like I
Appreciate
said, that's probably my favorite on the whole project.
That's my favorite too.
Oh, okay.
'Cause-
I appreciate it.
Come on. That's I mean,
that thing's
if you're a
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that for like the hip hop heads.
You did.
Like,
Oh yeah, the flow switches, the production,
Appreciate you,
all
bro.
of it's just, dude. The writing, really, I love that song a lot.
Means a lot.
That's gonna be a heavy stay in my.
Keep that in the rotation.
It definitely will be.
Whole
No
project.
question about it. We're gonna transition quickly to one of my favorite segments of the show, or probably my favorite segment of the show, and often guest's least favorite segment of the
No,
show.
right word.
Pop quiz.
Fire.
So in pop quiz, this is the segment for any fans of Ishan just being introduced to us for the first time. Is a segment where we ask our guests rapid fire questions. They all have to do with. That's what most people say. You don't have to commute 40 minutes for this pop quiz, though. Actually, maybe you did. I don't know. You probably
It took me an hour to get here.
All right, never mind. So I scratched that. It took him more than 40 minutes. So he's really not dreading. He's really dreading this pop quiz. But some of these questions have to do with music or have nothing to do with music whatsoever. But they're all about you. So you really can't fail as long as you know yourself. And again, you seem intuitive. I think you're going to be okay. And this is actually a themed pop quiz. We haven't really had, outside of maybe like 2 questions. You've been doing a lot of traveling lately, I've noticed.
Have.
Which is really cool. I've been getting my travel bag lately as well.
Hell yeah.
And it's, I think, one of the best ways to learn.
Yeah.
Right. So I kind of want to talk about some of these places you've been lately and some aspects of it.
Fine.
I thought it would be a good, fun thing to have, or good thing to talk about. I'm Italian. Or mostly Italian. I'm also
Dope.
Portuguese as well, so we share that a little
Fire.
bit. But I'm curious, what is the best food or best meal you had in Italy? Like, I gotta know. Or where was it from?
Verona, Italy. I'm forgetting the name of the restaurant. I had this duck ragu that it looked incredibly simple, and it was my first time ever having it. It was my first time in Italy. And we had it and didn't shut the fuck up about it for like probably a year and a half. I just remade it, or tried to remake it, like 2 months ago. I went to like 3 different grocery stores trying to find a duck. I mean, it was crazy, bro. It was annoying as hell. But that dish blew my mind. So that alone, hands down.
Damn. One make me hungry too. I'm a sucker for some good duck breast, bro.
It's insane. It was insane.
Ugh, it's like one of my favorites. It's like delicacy. I don't have it
Hell yeah.
often, but when I do.
So when you go,
Yeah.
I'll put you on.
What's the most underrated aspect of Bangkok that most people may not realize? Because you spent some time in Thailand as well.
So I think the most underrated part about Bangkok was it's what made it a little hard to travel in Thailand, was the fact that it was so touristy that you lost a little bit of the connection to the culture. Like, it was easier for me to connect to other, like, the cultures in other countries I'd been to than in Thailand, because it was so touristy. Like, there were some places I went to, like, I heard English only, like, everywhere. Like, it was just Americans and Brits. So yeah, it was a little wild. But I'd say underrated is the culture because I would love to see that embraced a little bit more. Both in Bangkok and Koh Samui where I went. So cool.
What's the most majestic or favorite animal that you witnessed or you were with at in this? I might mispronounce this, so forgive me. Feel free to correct me. The Sami Island, Samui.
Samui.
Yeah, that's right. Samui
okay.
Island.
Yeah. Elephants. I went to an elephant sanctuary that was dope. It was the first like ethical sanctuary on the island where like apparently it's like what you normally see in like these sanctuaries are bad, like feeding them, bathing them, whatever, like interacting with them to the majority of the degree is bad. So when I went to this one was like you were able to walk amongst them, but like from afar, and it was just crazy, just experiencing what they were like. So that for sure, elephants.
Country or city that you would love to go to that you have yet to visit?
Amsterdam. I want to go to Amsterdam so bad.
Me too. Let's do
it. Let's do a show.
I would love
we
that.
on. Let's rock. Let's do it. Hell yeah.
Cool. I'll call my Amsterdam connect. No, I'm not playing. I would love that, bro. Like Amsterdam's like it's in my top 3 at this point. To like,
I hear about it. I have like friends who live there, and they're like, "Bro, you need to do a show here. You would love it here." And I never have made it out, but I want to so bad, bro. Yeah. So bad.
Well, and then speaking of shows, you've toured in some of these. You've toured abroad, basically, in Europe and things like that. So, what's been your favorite city or country that you performed in?
Berlin was one of the dopest cities I've ever performed in anywhere. It's my favorite city in the world so far. Right now, I love Berlin. I've been to Berlin 4 times now. So that was just incredible. Like, there's such hip-hop fans out there that it was just any song. And the band I played with was so talented that, like, it just made like every aspect of this show surprisingly went so well. Like, there was nothing that I was, like, worried about. So with that, plus this crowd it was probably like 150 people, 200 people that were just everybody just rocking and just having a good time and there to have a good time. So, like, it was just the vibes. Everything was sick. So Berlin was so fun. Definitely recommend.
What's so cool about, I think, Europe in that sense of like it seems like they really appreciate like hip hop, American hip hop so much more than I think I ever realized. Like, so I don't want to say I'm close to them, but I've had him on the show many times, and you know we talk often. M. Dot, he's toured there like I don't know how many times. 7. I think he's done 17 tours or something like that over there.
That's crazy.
And he just always talks about just how. And Mona Valley was just over there recently. Actually, she was telling me about it too. How incredible it was.
Hell yeah.
Forgive me, Valley. I don't remember where she was. What country she said she was in. But either way, just the fact
any country out there is so
well, what everyone's told me, right? And even one of my business partners, Zafir, shout out to Z, toured there before COVID as well. Mostly Poland and some other parts of I think Switzerland as well.
Dope.
But what I've always heard that I find fascinating is, you know, it's so different than it is here where it's like, you know, as an artist, as a promoter, you know, we're going to the venue like, please let us do our show here. Versus like you go there and they're like, how much to get you to perform here?
Yeah.
Which is like, feels like the way it should be.
Yeah.
And it's backwards here. So I don't have a question. I just simply like wanted to point that out, how crazy that is.
There's less of a commodification of it, I think. Like they're not, it's, at least for now, it's less about the money right now and more about like the culture. So it's like, fuck it, we don't care about the money. It's like, you want to do a show? I think you're talented. Get on stage, let's rock. Yeah. And we'll put something together, which I definitely appreciate. Like when I go out there, I mean, it's smooth. Definitely got to prove yourself a little bit. If they got to listen to your music. If your shit's fire, then some doors will open for you, and it's nice. You just gotta. Just meet the right people and get shit shaking. But it's definitely fun out there. I enjoy myself a lot, and I definitely get to meet and network a lot when I'm out there, which is fun.
That's super dope. What's a city you'd like to perform in that you haven't yet?
Haven't performed in London yet, which I really would like to perform in. Yeah, I wanna do London really bad. London was another city I super enjoyed, and so easy because it's all English, so it wasn't really much of an adjustment, but. Yeah, and their hip hop scene is fire too. I met some people out there. I met some DJs, some incredible DJs. didn't get to get on stage last time, so
Got you.
definitely would like to.
I love the UK grime scene right now. I just think there's so many
killing it.
great artists out there. Brandon Nemhard is another one I came onto recently.
Word.
Who's really dope. I don't know if you're not familiar with him. I'm gonna send you some of his.
tap in.
I'm gonna send you some of his stuff. He's fire.
Fire.
Yeah, I've been into a lot of the UK scene for a while.
So
My
I
mom
was-
actually wants to move to London. She's
Yeah?
like, she's ready to go. She's like, she's trying to go. She's gone over like 3 times already or whatever.
it. Do
She's
it.
trying to. Oh yeah, that's
Hell
what I keep
yeah.
telling her. I'm like, hey, you're in your 60s now. Go for it.
She has opportunity, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
she's
it.
got nothing holding her here. I'm like, go. Whatever,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
No, it's fire out there.
that's really
I like it a lot. It's like it's easy. It's like similar to Boston too. So
Yeah,
you can definitely. It's not
It's
really.
manageable.
It's not hard to adjust to that. I feel.
for sure. One of my last questions in pop quiz, I had to ask. I was really curious. If music for in your life were to not exist, and you were to have gone the science route, what field in science would you have liked to go into or be working in if you could?
So, actually, I do work in cancer research right now.
Tell me about it.
So since 2019, I've done like cancer immunology research. So like the intersection of the immune system and like equipping it to fight against cancer. So yeah, I went to Northeastern for biochemistry. Worked at Harvard Medical School for 2 years. Then I worked at a biotech company for another year, and now I'm at my second company for the past 3 years. Just hit 3 years in June.
Wow, congratulations.
Appreciate you. So yeah, it's all been cancer immunology research and just looking at that. So that's been that's like my other
World.
interest. Yeah, it's my other world. And I try to intersect it and I actually do like enjoy that intersection, but they're definitely very separate fields.
Yeah, there's a line, of where they intersect, right?
For sure.
So, wow. So, in terms of the cancer research that you do, is it like a specific type of cancer? Is it mostly is it very broad? Like, I'm more or less just fascinated about.
Right now, I'm just focusing on like blood cancers. So like the cancers that don't form tumors.
Okay.
So mine is like myeloma, multiple myeloma. That's what I look at.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing that one for a while. Before that, I've never done like a specific cancer before that. This is my first one I've ever like kind of specialized in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, well, I mean, credit to you for. I'm actually funny enough. As we're sitting here recording this, I finally got around to watching The Pit on HBO. It's the show that won all the Emmys, and it was all about the ER.
Oh, dope. I gotta
the show
get
about the
onto
ER.
that.
It's very good.
Oh, fire.
I was a little skeptical. Like anything medical gives me anxiety, makes me queasy, right? But I was one of those things where I was like, I knew that like I really should watch this show just because I've heard or everything I heard about it being like very specific to the way ERs in the United States. It was very
mostly run.
Mostly run. Like it was. They're saying it's probably the most accurate, I'd say,
Word.
TV show in terms of medical TV show. And I anybody that's in the medical field, like I just want to appreciate, shout out, because like watching this show has sort of opened my eyes to like what y'all just go through in the medical field day to day, and like how stressful, traumatic it can really be, right? And like I know you're on the research side of it, so it's a little bit different, but it's still like a very serious thing that you work on and you do every day. So I just think that like, I'm glad I got around to actually watching it, because I think it's just
I gotta
opens
check
up
that out.
an entire new appreciation for the medical field, and I knew it would, but my only trepidation was like, I don't know if I watch it, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like these people go through this every day. Like I think I can sit through this.
You could sit through it once
and watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who I have a lot of like nurse friends or whatever who are like, I mean, they just have like trauma stories of like,
Oh my God.
like they're working overnight or whatever, and then tell me the shit they had to deal with the past 12 hours. I'm like, I wouldn't. I'm glad I'm on the research side. I don't even have to talk to people if I don't feel like it. So
For sure.
it's fun for me.
Yeah. You get to At least seems like for you, I'm sure it's like rewarding in the sense you get to hopefully towards working towards something, some type of cure, some type, or even if it's treatment, right? Like working towards that. There's there's a. I mean, hey, we need more people like
Appreciate
you guys, anyone in the medical field. So yeah, that huge shout out to anybody that's in the medical field because I
Appreciate you.
think because a lot of people, and then a lot of people say that about teachers as well, right? And it's two different things, but I think that it's really true that and it's sad to be not to bring it here, but just the state of where we're at, where the medical fields are being defunded and schools are being defunded, and it's just that is kind of the backbone of our society, man. You know what I mean?
Agree.
It's just where are we?
Yeah,
where are we heading? It's
my
really,
sister's
it's
a
really scary.
teacher. So
Oh, wow.
My sister and her husband are both teachers. They're music teachers
Heck
in,
yeah.
in New York City, and they are. I mean, that's their lives, and I see them make an impact on the kids' lives. I know the teachers that made an impact on my life. So that shit matters. Definitely. So
sure.
definitely big up to
Teachers inspired us up. Teachers inspired me to be doing, doing everything. Everything that we're doing,
Definitely.
it's important. But just wanted to definitely shed light on that for sure because I know it's an important piece of you and piece of your life. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, bro, my dad was not gonna go for any of the rapping shit. So when I told him I remember I told him I was like. I'd already been making music for a year, and I told him that I wanted to rap. I don't even think he talked to me for 2 days. He was pissed. He was pissed. He just and then I was like, I'm not dropping out of school for this. I'm focusing. I'm going to finish my degree. He went on a rant for 4 days over why I need to stay in school, why I need to not focus on it. I'm like, yep. Trust me. I got
Trust
it.
the process.
I will finish this goddamn degree, but just let me get some raps off. Let me make a couple tracks first.
Oh, well, you're doing both.
Yeah.
And, and it sounds like you're thriving in both.
I had to
well,
show him I could do
thriving.
both. So.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're making it happen, bro. Well, huge props to you, man. It's been awesome to finally sit down and do this with you and get on a podcast with you. I feel like it's been a long time coming. Like I said, I've been a supporter of what you've done for a long time. Again, I want to shout out your team because they do amazing work. The videos are just incredible. The content's incredible.
I appreciate you.
It all feels like it fits. And you're just really, as an artist, I think one of the brightest spots of where Massachusetts is in terms of its music. So
that means thank you.
When you reached out to come on, I'm like, fuck, I should have reached out to you earlier. My bad. Yeah, let's fucking make this happen.
No, I was excited to get this cracking, bro. I appreciate you having me.
This is awesome. Okay, let's go quite yet. All right, final segment of the show. This is the dream song scenario. And you get a song. It's an Ishan song. And you can have up to 3 guest features and 2 producers, dead or alive, on this song. You don't have to use all of that, but we have to cap it somewhere because we don't need a One Train or a Work remix. You know what I mean? It's just whatever. It could just gotta cap it somewhere. So up to 3 guest features, up to 2 producers, dead or alive. Who would be on Ishan's dream song scenario?
Damn. Okay. I'm producing a track with J Dilla.
Okay.
And then who's rapping on it?
Are you rapping on it?
I'm rapping on it.
I was about to say, because you said you're producing it, and I'm like, all right, are you not rapping on it?
I'm rapping on it too.
All right, good.
So
I just want to make sure.
That's the only producer I'm using,
all right.
Dilla. And then rappers, me, Freddie Gibbs. Shout out. This album's so fucking crazy, bro.
Hot take, that's better than Pinata, in my opinion. I know it's a hot take.
No.
I know it's a hot take.
That was my take until I went to. Not just saw him, but in May or whatever, I saw him and Madlib perform Pinata at House of Blues.
And that probably changed.
And it changed my opinion on Pinata. I loved Pinata, but
trust me, I love Pinata too.
It became my favorite Gibbs album after that.
Interesting. So maybe it's funny how you hear something in a different context and it changes your whole perspective.
It changed everything, bro. I was listening to him for I was listening to the album for a month straight after that.
I ran through that album so bad.
Shit,
bro. Oh my god.
Fake names off this. Yeah, that's my favorite track on that one. Crazy.
That beat.
Crazy.
I mean, the beat switch is wild too. But that initial
the first
beat.
one.
Bro.
Shit's so crazy, bro.
Use fake name. Yo. Get that fucking
I know everything. No, that shit is crazy.
He is cold,
definitely gotta
bro.
put Gibbs.
I love it.
Damn, two other rappers.
I feel like you and Gibbs would sound hard too. That'd be good. That'd be a really good pairing there.
Let me think. Who's another rapper I could put on this? I'll do Mick Jenkins too.
I love Mick.
And then let me grab somebody from. Fuck.
You can look at the wall for inspiration if you need it.
I'm blanking. Oh, fuck. Let's put Kendrick on it.
Okay.
Let's put Kendrick on it.
I fucking like it, man.
Let's do it.
I like the Mick feature. We don't get a lot of Mick Jenkins.
He's my favorite rapper.
No kidding.
Right now, he's been my favorite rapper for years.
I love Mick Jenkins.
He changed, like, listening to him kind of sparked like how serious and intentional I took the writing from then, because he, like, when I started listening to him is when I realized, like, there is another level to this shit. And then, like, when I talk about, like, crafting the message and how you can mean this but say this, that's what I learned from Mick. So I'm a student of him. I love him, bro.
I mean, my introduction to him was The Waters, and just Canada Dry, like
so
Martyr.
Fire.
Oh my god, bro.
Fire, bro.
Yeah.
So
he's another one that just always I'm always glad to see like how he moved, right? It never seemed like, it always seemed like at some point he was going to sign that big deal or whatever, but I'm actually glad he kind of stayed independent, did it in his own way. I kind of appreciated that about him as an artist. And
I like that. He's stayed incredibly true to his sound. Like, that's why I talk about, like, the authenticity, and that's why I like artists like that. Because, like, that's him. He's doing
100%.
everything that he wants to do exactly how he wants to do it. And that's how it should be. And he's making the art for him. So that's what I'm a huge fan of him, bro. Huge.
Ishan featuring Freddie Gibbs, Mick Jenkins, Kendrick Lamar, produced by Ishan and Jay Dilla. Think it would be
crazy.
Think it'd be a smash hit.
That would be crazy.
There'd be some bars on that one, that's for sure. No question.
Yeah, we gotta figure that one out. Gotta get on the call ASAP.
It's a fun exercise, but hey, I like to speak it into the universe too. So like, if it happens,
hell yeah, get on the phone.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Ishan, it's been a pleasure, brother.
My guy, means a lot, man. Thank you.
Of course. All that's left to do is take a look into that left side camera, plug away, let the people know where they can find you, and anyone else you want to shout out?
SMOKEBREAK EP is out everywhere, every streaming platform. Ishan on all plats. Get me on Ishan the Rapper on all social medias. Shout out to Turntable Teachers. Appreciate you having me, my brother. Go stream SMOKEBREAK.
You heard the man. Link in the description. Make sure you check that out. You will not regret it, especially Chicken. Chicken's going on every playlist.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying Chicken's number one, but people are saying Set It Off. I'm cool with either.
I mean, hey.
I'm cool with either.
You don't care which one it is. It doesn't.
Listen to
it makes
it, bro.
no difference to you. Fight over it. I don't care.
Exactly. Listen to it, and then change your opinion, bro. Fuck it. I don't care. Tell me.
Hey, if it changes, I'll let you know for sure.
For sure.
But if you're a fan of Ishan, just being introduced to us for the first time, you can follow us at Turntable Teachers on Instagram and TikTok. Hit up our website, turntableteachers.com, for all the latest. And of course, if you're an artist, podcaster, or content creator of any kind, be sure to check us out at aoastudios.org and book your session or service today. Once again, thank you, Ishan, for a fantastic episode. It was great to chop it up with you, and looking forward to seeing whatever you do next.
Appreciate you, brother.
Awesome, brother.
Thank you,
Much
man.
love. As always, I'm Mike. That's Ishan with the Turntable Teachers, and class is officially dismissed.
Turn.